Hi there, Reject Nation. I'm Greg Alba.
And I'm John Humphrey.
We're going to watch the trailer for Once Upon a Deadpool today. Before we go into that, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been following us in the Stardust app. Way over there, we have over 7.5k followers. Thank you very much. We do 30-second reaction reviews for any film, TV show, or trailer. A lot of them are micro sketches. The app is free to download, free to use, so download it and use it today. Go check out John Bailey on the Stardust app, where he's probably doing a great Ryan Reynolds impression, much better than ours. Let's do this.
Right before Christmas, a good guy in red is coming to theaters with his new sidekick, Fred.
Why am I here?
You're in a PG-13 version of Deadpool, filtered through the prism of childlike innocence. And nobody has childlike innocence like you, Fred. Nobody. I need you almost as much as you need me. I don't need you at all. You need me to untie you once we're done.
I loved your working up.
I'm sorry?
Don't get too attached.
What?
Gotta prefer Marvel movies. We are Marvel.
Yeah, but you're, Marvel licensed by Fox.
It's like if the Beatles were produced by Nickelback.
It's music, but it sucks.
In theaters December 12th.
Yes.
That was delightful.
It's funny because it's rated PG-13 for practically all the same reasons as rated R.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just slightly lesser versions of each one.
What I imagine is that they're probably, obviously, like with that up-bit joke and, all this stuff that they have with Fred Savage going on, that they probably shot a lot of new footage for this where they're going to be poking a lot of fun at the fact that it's PG-13. When I first heard about this, I was like, that sounds like the stupidest gimmick ever.
Yeah, totally.
Who's going to want a PG-13 Deadpool? Now that we're, getting more footage for it and remembering what Deadpool is like, I'm like, you know what? This is probably going to be pretty funny, and they're probably going to poke a lot of fun at the fact that it's all censored and everything like that. Make fun of it. I think this is going to be something special. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought of the fact that they would probably take this as an opportunity to do something particularly fun or wacky with it, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of stuff that's very obvious, like, the kind of joke where you're obviously alluding to something raunchy, but doing something very innocuous to heighten that contrast. Like, I'm sure they did a bunch of those kinds of things, and, to see this, like, Fred Savage Princess Bride thing going on, I wonder if that's going to be the wraparound somehow, if it's going to...
I imagine it'll go throughout the whole
directly
film.
rip off that movie, basically.
Which just seems like a great time, man. Fred
yeah.
Savage is actually like a really talented director. A lot of people don't realize that. And he brought Wizards of Waverly Place on the Disney Channel to life, people. I want to read the description box for this.
Please.
Fox has been asking for a PG-13 basically since it started in 2006, Ryan Reynolds told Deadline. I've said no since 2006. Now, this one time I said yes on two conditions. First, a portion of the proceeds has to go to charity. Second, I want to kidnap Fred Savage. The second condition took some explaining. And Fred Savage will join Reynolds in new scenes for Once Upon a Time in Deadpool, in homage to Savage's starring role in the 1987 bedtime story classic The Princess Bride. Fred remarked, "While my participation in the film was anything but voluntary, I'm happy to learn that Fudge Cancer will be the beneficiary of the shameless cash grab."
Fudge Cancer.
For every ticket sold, $1 will go to the charity Fudge Cancer, previously known as Fuck Cancer, who have graciously changed their name to be more PG-13 friendly for the 12 days of Once Upon a Deadpool's release. This is really fascinating,
man.
Deadpool 2 didn't make as much money as Deadpool 1, but it's not like the movie was a flop by any stretch,
There's a very dedicated fan base of people who love that movie anyway,
Yeah, and I preferred it over the first one.
I did too.
So, I'm really curious to see what we have in store with this specific film, man.
They are taking something I initially rolled my eyes so hard at, and now I really, really want to see what they did with it. And the charity angle is a nice thing. I really hope that is true.
Well, the nice thing is that it's going to be more than just some silly it is kind of a cash grab, of course, but just thinking about I thought Deadpool 2 was more violent than the first one, and there's a lot of vulgarity and everything like that, of course. What are they going to do? What are they going to do to replace that with? Because they're not just going to censor it. They're going to do something to make fun of it and replace it, especially if they're going to put it out in the theater. They're going to take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, totally. I guess my best guess would be that they probably went back and changed what they could just digitally or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's like changing the color river of blood or something
Yeah.
like that. And then, yeah, they probably went back and shot just a number of all the bits that wouldn't work with just a little tinkering, you know?
I don't know. Are you guys excited to see it? Why don't you comment below and tell me if you're going to spend some money in between all the hubble this Christmas.
Take
This
your
is-
favorite kid.
Or do you wish Alita Battle Angel was coming out instead? And before we wrap this up, I want to give a patron of the day shout out to a man named Niraj Krishnan, all the way on the East Coast. Niraj is a very, very friendly gentleman who recently we were talking a lot about our love for a certain kind of music and everything. And this month it was Diwali. I didn't know what that is, actually. And we have a large Indian subscriber fan base, actually.
You haven't seen that episode of The Office?
No, I forgot what it was. Diwali is the festival of lights which is celebrated every autumn in the northern hemisphere. Spring in the southern hemisphere symbolizes the spiritual victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. I want to say thank you to Niraj Krishnan for following us here on Patreon, and I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. You were telling me how great it's going to be. And to all who celebrate Diwali, happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
We're so late to that. I apologize.
It's the thought that counts.
Anyway, you guys can subscribe to the Reject Nation, click that notification bell, and hey, check us out on the Stardust app. Free to download, free to use. I like free stuff. Does God?